Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. And here today to help me with that mission is the lead author of a new book that we have out today, which happens to be World Bee Day. This book is called Dreaming with Bees: Sacred Medicine from Beyond the Veil of Grief. Welcome, Dasha Bond. How are you doing today?
I am buzzing. Literally
Okay.
buzzing. So excited. Yes.
That's fair. I'm buzzing too. All right, let me tell you about Daisha, you guys. She is a best-selling author, end-of-life doula, and intuitive dream walker who works with the energetic medicine of the bees. She's the founder of Penelope Ponders, a conscious community of dreamers, and the nonprofit Aluna Bridge, which offers hospice support and sanctuary to women and children struggling with housing insecurities. So let's get into it, Daisha. Why bees? Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, um, I really didn't, I'm going to say I didn't really have a choice. The bees kind of came to me in a very mysterious kind of way. I think it's been 3 years ago now, was on a pilgrimage with Stephanie Urbina Jones of Freedom Folk and Soul and Jennifer Harvard of Gaia Sisterhood, to Teo in Mexico. Was asked to lead a rosary workshop there, and I was prepping for it, and the bees just started coming in. I was dreaming about the bees. They were sharing with me their wisdom and their connection to Mother Mary and the divine feminine aspect of self. And I was really just like, what is going on? And it just, the more I opened to the bees, they continue to be just very present, again, in my dreams, but also in waking life. Um, and I we ended up going to the shrine of Guadalupe in Mexico City, and I was completely surprised to see that where the tilma is housed, it is shaped like a beehive, and all of the lights are shaped like honeycomb with this beeswax dripping down. And I mean, our group, because we had just done the rosary workshop the night before, we were just like, what? And the bees have been a part of my circles and retreats and my one-on-one sessions and really everything I do ever since. And looking back, I recognize now that they've always been there. They have always been there. Even as a young child, they were there guiding me. I just needed to be awakened to their energy, and shift to be able to see them and how present they really are in all of our lives. So
You probably don't know this, but you shifted what I would have called bee trauma to be medicine for me.
mm,
And you helped me look back also. And it was like little light bulbs going off from these stories I would have told a certain way. And now I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, right. And then since we talked about this project, they, of course, they're like, all right, now that you're paying attention, Laura, we're going to fly on in here. And lots of them in real life, but in a good way, in a good way. So that's been really cool. And they've also been showing up like wherever I am in little photos and little sayings in magazines. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is this is fun.
yeah.
Um, so Sacred Medicine from Beyond the Veil of Grief. This is a vulnerable, powerful book. It's not always easy to read. What's the most important thing you want people to know about the grief and loss part, and what you're doing in this book with that?
Absolutely. So when we started this project, I say we, meaning myself and the other 23 authors, Bee Sisters and the Bees. I really wanted everyone to come at this from a real place of authenticity. I was like, what is the real story? Let's not, you know, society, media, our culture, we're constantly trying to sugarcoat, high gloss everything. And I really wanted these stories to be real, um, so that we could shift, so that it could be activating to readers. And yes, some of the stories they're very raw. The women that shared, I applaud their courage and their vulnerability, because there was no holding back, no holding back. Um, and there were even some early readers, some endorsers that had read and could not could not endorse the book only because we really question a lot of the status quo that is out there. Um, so it is a brave book. And we're really excited that Brave Healer Productions is the one that's helping us to get these stories out there. But the other reason why it was important to me for this to be real, is because the bigger mission of this book is to help um, my nonprofit, which supports homeless women and children who are also in need of hospice care. They are transitioning. And the work that I've done with individuals in our community who are homeless, 9 times out of 10, they have the same stories. They have the same exact stories, the same traumas. The only difference in the fact that they are where they are and we as the authors of this book are where we are is the level of support. Um, and so, one of our endorsers, Dana Mikuchi, she had said something like, um, every story in this book is every woman's story, and it's so true. It's so true. So I think that for readers who are brave enough to read these stories, they're going to connect with at least one or two or three of them, and they're going to connect with a deeper part of themselves. And our hope is that we will all heal together and end up healing our planet, the collective consciousness together, like the bees.
I want to back this up with a huge thank you to all your co-authors who stepped up and shared their amazing stories and their medicine, y'all. So you're going to be in a chapter that shares the stories, and then you're going to be able to experience some of the medicine for yourself. I'm so grateful for them. I know you are too. Um, and this is everything that you've mentioned and more, y'all, and more. And what an amazing community. Okay, so many in our community talk about finding the opportunity or the purpose inside of the pain. How has that idea helped you, or not?
Oh goodness. Well, I I share this in the introduction of the book, but goodness, right at the very beginning, I think it was maybe a month after, maybe not even a month after you and I had the conversation about creating this beautiful, beautiful collection of stories. I was diagnosed with kidney cancer, and then had to have a partial nephrectomy this past summer. And then in the midst of that, my husband was also diagnosed with cancer. And so, you know, I've been questioned by many friends and family, and they're like, "How are you doing this? Like, how are you continuing to lead this project, but also, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and all the other things that we have to do just to keep life going, And I think if I did not have if I think it's because I've been able to mindfully look at this as medicine, this entire experience, every single thing we do is connected back to our sole purpose, where this is all going. I created a nonprofit um, to help hospice patients, and I really do believe that this book, the project itself, the stories that in many ways, working with the authors, because it was painful for many of us to get these stories out. It was a doula process as well. There was the cycles of dying, definitely, and rebirth, for every single one of the authors that participated. And knowing that there's so much wisdom even in the dying, in the pain, if we just open and surrender to it. It really does shift you in ways that nothing else does or can. It has a way of breaking down ego, and again getting down to what's real, what is authentic, um, that helps awaken, that deeper calling for why we're all here. um, so yeah, I think every single piece of this has been medicine for sure.
Well, it takes a certain kind of warrior to look at life like that and be in the level of awareness that you are in every one of your moments. I'm so grateful for you for being one of those people to practice alongside and hear your wisdom. You have, aside from this one project, you have a lot going on. What are you up to right now? What do you want people to know about? Is there anything else about Aluna Bridge you want us to know?
Sure. So, again, a portion of the profits for the book sales will go to Aluna Bridge, and we are working, the Bee sisters and brothers too. There are also some Bee brothers out there helping. We are the call is to create this conscious community, um, where there's just this beautiful reciprocity happening, where everyone is learning from everyone. But our women and children who do not have a safe place to transition, can come and be supported during that process. Um, Outside of that, I also have an intuitive healing practice where I work with the bees and individuals' dreams. Um, and I do that individually. And then we also have circles that we host in the Nashville area, physical live circles. And then we have some upcoming online circles we'll be offering as well.
Cool.
Just trying to get this medicine further out.
And a retreat event, book event coming up. When is that one? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we are so super excited. We are going to have our big book release, book signing, book reading, as well as a concert. Many of our authors are musicians and artists. And so it's going to be called An Evening with the Muses. And it is going to be on July 14th and at the Parthenon in Nashville, which is so exciting. For locals who know about the Parthenon, like, this is a miracle in itself that we are going to actually be able to use that as a venue. So very, very, very excited about that. And then we also have an upcoming retreat, Dreaming with Bees retreat that's going to be in Sedona this December. Uh, and you can go onto our website, the dreamingwithbees.com website, and catch the early bird special. It'll be going for a couple more days. And then next fall, 2025, we will be heading over to Greece for a retreat as well.
Amazing. Dreamingwithbees.com, you guys. I got you hooked up down below. So just slide on down for the link. Dasha, you went well beyond just a book project in the building of your community. And again, I'm so grateful for you and who you are and how you be in the world. Any closing words for our listeners, somebody who might just be on this path of healing, to help them feel empowered and connected today?
Yeah, I would say, so often, and even most recently, since we've been posting more on social media, trying to get the word out about the book, there are individuals reaching out from all over, um, and they're just excited to find. I keep hearing over and over again. Yay, I've found a hive. I found the hive I've been looking for. And there's just this sense of loneliness and disconnectedness out there, and I think especially after COVID, the last couple of years, I don't think that we've really regained that sense of community that maybe we had before. And just to know that yes, we Dreaming with Bees, we are a community. We are open to anyone that needs a place to feel that connection. And we want the authentic you. Don't be afraid to show up as you really really are. And then on our website too, I wanted to point out there is, if you scroll over to the Healing Hive, there is a little drop down called Telling the Bees, and that is a prayer uh, list. So you can sign up if you have worries or messages that you want the bees to send out in that way and in a more private way. Please know that that is available too. The Bee Sisters are available to pray for you and to help hold space for you in that way too. But we have a lot of offerings on our website, so definitely check that out and know that you're not alone. You're not alone. We're here for you.
Thank you, Daisha. Thank you so much for what you do in the world. And thank you for being here today to share it and celebrate the new book that is out today, you guys. And if you can't already hear it, this is way more than a book. Check out all of the co-authors. Come in, click on Dreaming with Bees. We have another few links of Daisha's down below for you. You can look at all of the events and the things that she's talking about. Please do that. Reach out if you need help, you have a question, you need a little support. And remember, you can actually join us for our private book launch party. We're going to have that on Zoom May 23rd. It's coming up in a few days, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to gather with all of the Dreaming with Bees authors, and we'll be doing some fun giveaways. You can find the information down below for the party. And of course, the book is ready for your purchase. So hop on over to Amazon today and grab your copy, you guys. Lastly, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.